The spectrum of cars out there is the size of the world itself, and the only way to see them is to actually go there. And so when an opportunity to film car culture in New Zealand came up, thanks to Andy, Kaz, and Rob, the creators of Automation, we took them up on it and brought back these films. Automation is the first car company tycoon game where you can design your own cars and engines in crazy technical detail, test them, and create your own version of the perfect car company. And rather than buying banner ads, they called on us to help sell it. Without them, we wouldn't have these videos, so check out their game at automationgame.com. New Zealand is a country full of people who make things, like Alex and Hannah, who restored and modified this beautiful Vauxhall Viva in their home workshop. But believe it or not, the Viva isn't the most interesting vehicle these two own. It's a 1986 Hino flatbed truck, and Alex and Hannah replaced the bed with a country home. We couldn't resist taking a tour.
So we built it onto a truck, a Hino, and it was a flat deck. We welded a frame and put the wood on and built this house.
How long did that take?
About a year.
On and off, a year and a half.
Wow.
It was a pretty chilled
Actual
out year and a
time
half.
it was, yeah.
Once we got the main structure up and the outside was all clad and it was waterproof, we just chilled out then. I lived for 2 years in England in a Ford Transit van because the rent in England when I got there, earning bike shop wages, was just so astronomical. I couldn't afford it. I wasn't going to save any money, and that was the idea, go over there and have fun. So I bought a shitty old van for 150 quid and basically kitted out over a space of a week and lived in it for 2.5 years when Hannah first met me.
He was living in the van.
So, and she used to come up and spend sort of winter nights in this van, and it would get so cold because I didn't have a fire in that van.
The door used to ice up. We used to have to
Note
push
to
it
men
over.
out there, you can meet a beautiful woman living in a van in the UK.
Yeah.
The dream is
Maybe
real,
it was a
people.
drawback. Yeah.
Don't give up.
Yeah.
So with this one, why, I mean, you're here. This is your property.
Yeah.
This is your home.
Yeah.
Why not just build it? Why put it on a truck if it's really
Well, we
good for
actually
here?
built this before we had the property. We always
Oh.
we needed something to live in, so we
Yeah.
thought, well, why don't we just build
So
build a house truck?
We came back to New Zealand from the UK in 2009. We knew that we couldn't afford to buy a property at that point. We didn't have enough money. But we thought if we can build a truck, then we can look for a bush block and buy a
And then we
section
can
of
just
land.
move on, and we've already got our house.
Done.
Yeah, and it just means it's all about saving money, and we don't need a lot of space because it's only us two and
Well,
one
this
cat.
is, I mean, we had 8 people in here before,
Yeah.
and it doesn't really
Yeah,
feel cramped at
and
all.
we've got a little spare room at the top there, and
So this is
bigger-
actually a 2-bedroom house
It
truck.
is.
technically.
Technically.
With a mezzanine floor.
Yeah.
Well, that's Kevin's room up there.
Technically, that's an ensuite as well.
How is it living? Is it really nice?
It's really,
Really,
nice.
really
Yeah.
nice. We love it.
Yeah, when you come home from, say, a couple of days away, and you open the door, all you can smell is macacarpa and rimu, because these beans are macacarpa, which is
It's just a
It
beautiful
smells,
smell.
like a log cabin ski
Monterey,
house in here.
Monterey
Yeah.
cypress, I think it's called in Pacific
Now that I'm
Coast.
really intentionally doing it, it smells really good in
Yeah,
here.
it
Yeah.
does, and it has got holes along the bottom here, which aren't
It's-
perfectly sealed.
Yeah.
But we actually look forward to winter so that we can get the fire going and be
Yeah,
cozy.
The
Yeah.
wood fire is great.
Yeah,
Does that get it really hot?
Yes.
It gets it hot
Pretty
enough,
hot.
that's
Got a
for sure.
crank, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it doesn't take long. And because it's all wood and steel, there's no plastics, and I didn't want to live inside a plastic box. So it had to be natural materials, not because I'm a hippie, but because it just smells nicer and
They're
It
just
feels
It's just
nicer.
better. It just
Yeah.
feels nicer, and
Yeah.
it's just a nicer place to be.
Can you unplug this thing and drive it away
Yeah,
if you
yeah,
want right
yeah.
now?
Easily, we moved it here in December, and we just drove it from
It-
Nelson, and we just drove it over the hill, and here we
That
are.
must have been fun. On
Yeah.
that road?
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Yeah.
How scary is
Yeah.
that?
Oh well, Alex drove it. It was fine.
It drives really nicely. You've just got to watch if you enter a corner way too quick. And then you
I never
brake.
thought about rolling your house.
Oh, because if you brake hard into a corner, the weight transfer.
You've got
forwards,
quite a
and then
top-heavy
you're turning,
front.
and then a weight transfer, and then it wants to.
Does
roll
it
out.
understeer at the limit?
It does. Yeah, it does. It pushes. Yeah. I've yet to get the back out.
Have you set a lap time on the top of your test track?
I am actually quite tempted to put it down the quarter mile sometime.
I mean, if you do, I will fly back here and I will bring every camera I have.
I reckon, I actually seriously think this would be good for probably a 32, 33 second pass. Yeah.
You know, that's funny because it's so slow, and then you think about it, that's probably the world's fastest 2-bedroom home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could be.
Right?
Yeah.
So do you have every creature comfort here? Do you have
Pretty
power
much
and water?
we've
We
got
have,
power
yeah,
connected,
but
we've
we
got
have a
water.
full solar system as well, so we have,
So-
you know, if the power goes, we have everything we need.
In
All
fact,
you know.
it generally runs on 12-volt solar all the time, and the only time we run 240 volt is
Yeah,
to
for the
boil
kettle.
the kettle. Or if
But
we're
we have
running-
we have a stovetop kettle if
And
you
this
want
is,
to.
oh, that's just gas.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
all gas.
gas, gas
oven,
shower.
gas shower. Yeah.
Yep.
So it's,
So
it's really just
we
a
got our-
totally comfortable house. It feels like there's basically no
Yeah.
sacrifice.
Yeah, it
at
has
all.
its own water storage if you need, but we're plumbed in with the spring water, but we have our own
It's
storage,
amazing.
so
We got our first power bill the other day for 36 days, and it was something like $25.
it was so cheap.
That's
So
amazing.
cheap, yeah.
I mean, I don't want to pry, but what does it cost to build your own house?
So
truck?
this in total, excluding our labour, cost us around about $25,000. and that
Includes the,
New
the
Zealand
truck.
dollar.
New Zealand dollars. So about
20
20
grand,
probably
20 grand
22 US, something like that.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so it was
Yeah.
really cheap.
This
But-
place is sweet
But
for
it's
22.
it's all recycled materials where we could, and secondhand, you know, windows,
We
cooker,
took our
things like
time
that.
to get things when they were cheap and buy second hand when we could. And the basic truck cost $6,500. So and the guy had spent 10 grand getting the engine reconditioned. We've seen all the receipts for it.
Score.
So it was a good score.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And 1985 Hino is just typical Japanese truck that just starts on the button every time and it just runs smooth and it drives nicely. And
Now that it's here, do you have any desire to
Yeah.
road trip it?
Yeah,
or
I
would
think
you
we
just
probably
build
will.
And-
We
and
probably
Would you
will.
not just build another smaller camper
I'd
that's
like
easier to
to.
be portable?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'd
we'd
like to
still build
build-
more.
yeah,
Would you?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'd love
would
to
you
build
just
a
build more of
forward-
these just for fun?
I'd love to.
Yeah, we
If
are going to
if
build
we-
another one.
If we could
Yeah.
earn a little bit of money and build these, that would be an awesome lifestyle.
I can't
But I'd
believe
like
it's so
to build-
cheap. I could sell my minivan
Yeah.
and just send you
Yeah.
all the money.